Good morning and welcome to Podcast with Graham Mann. This morning, I've got Nicky Mann, Head of H2O Building Services Water Retail. I have Mark Hanlon for a new water heater company, Conserve Aqua, and the Technical Director, Scott Flower.
Welcome forget my name then, Graham.
Welcome to my podcast. First, I'd like to make an announcement. Switchwatersupplier.com is going live and is being launched on March the 2nd. So non-residential customers will be able to switch water supply with confidence in total transparency and independence on a water retail procurement platform. So this is the first in the UK, so I'm really, really chuffed about that. So all you energy brokers out there who want to switch with confidence and be guided by water industry experts, the platform's going live on March the 2nd, that's 2020. And look forward to hearing from you if you'd like to become involved and join us on the journey. Right, so I thought I'd just start this podcast with Nicky, giving you guys, because you're new entrants, you're still waiting for your licence to come through from the regulator, sure. And fingers crossed it'll all be hunky-dory. But I thought it might be an opportunity to let Nicky just give you an insight into what she experiences on her and her team on a daily basis, sort of with customer services and applications to water companies on queries bills. So if you'd like to give the guys some sort of indication of what you come up against, some of the cases you've been dealing with, the cost avoidance in particular is quite a good one.
We have, our main issue is customer service. For a lot of retailers, it's non-existent. You could be on the phone for absolutely ages waiting to get through. And then a lot of the time, they don't completely understand what you're asking for. So you have to go through things in detail to explain to them exactly what you need. Applications are taking far too long to go through. You're constantly chasing them to get a reply back. It should be where things should be sent off to the retailer. They should have dealt with it within 10 working days and it's gone off to the wholesaler, and then they get a certain amount of time to come back. We give them plenty of time, but we can't even let them have the 10 working days. We have to be chasing them on that as well, because a lot of the time they're not even doing it within the 10 working days. So I guess what we're wanting to see is that you as a new retailer are going to be completely different.
Yes, yeah. We fully intend to be.
Yeah, it's customer service. I know. I don't. You know, I have nothing against any particular retailers. We want more retailers like you guys to come onto the podcast. We've had Josh, the CEO for Everflow, who I gather you may or may not know by now. Or you'll soon meet him because he's quite active in the marketplace. We've had Nick Butt from U Water, and we had you guys kind enough to travel all the way up from London to see us and do your thing and give us an insight into what your business is all about. Do you just want to sort of tell the guys the kind of things? I know we've got quite a number of clients with high value cases, but the cost avoidance when the bills are coming through and they go through like this bill validation process, which we discussed early on over breakfast at the Ramada in Wakefield.
Apologies for that.
I'd formally apologise for the Ramada.
Good job, guys. Yeah, but the cost avoidance, I mean, it's what, £500,000-600,000. These are bills that Nicky and the team have identified as incorrect as they come through, and they've gone back to the retailer. So this is after the retailer's had the accounts for a year or so?
This is one client.
This is one client.
This is not various clients. This is one client, and it's standing at 591,000 at the moment for one client. Where what they've done is they've billed them, and then they've decided to go back from the very beginning and rebill them again. But the problem is they haven't sent credit notes out for the amount of money that they've already paid. So what you've got is they're double billing them. And we've had this a lot.
We've come across that. We've come across that in our market research quite a lot. I mean, we're obviously Conserve Aqua. We're new to the retail market, water retail market, but we're not new to running successful businesses. We come from telecoms and IT backgrounds. We've had to reach out and employ people who are experts in the water industry. We put our hands up. We're not experts. We're experts at running businesses, and we're expert. We look at customer service as a key. This is why we're entering the market. We've done a lot of market research, and there seems to be a lot.
The customer service bit, I'm really particularly interested in as well, because that is one major issue in the water retail market that you're addressing firsthand. So, aside all the things that you're going to talk about later on in the podcast, the number one thing, which I really like, is customer service, and you're passionate about that.
Yep.
And that's really important to us and the customers and the market in general. I mean, there's literally, there's a lot of energy brokers that's pass business to the likes of you guys. And one of the things they do experience is poor customer service. If you get that right, the world's your oyster.
I mean, one of the problems we recognise is as much as we're going to give good customer service, we're still going to have issues with the wholesalers. But at least we can take that burden off the customer, and we can keep the customer informed of what's going on, instead of them sitting on hold for 45 minutes in certain circumstances trying to get through. It's 3 rings on the phone. They got through to their water architect or account manager. Effectively, what they'll have, every account will have an allocated account manager for them, and it's their problem to resolve. Effectively, it's very similar.
We're all about ownership of a problem. If someone calls us with a problem, that problem is now ours.
It's our problem.
It's not theirs.
You're taking ownership of it.
We take that and we own it.
That is amazing.
But we also will call them on a regular basis. It won't, if it is a 20 business day lead time from the wholesaler, we would call them even in the middle of that, just to say, look, we're still on top of this. We're all about building a business that has outstanding retention. And Mark and I have done that in the past. So it's not our first rodeo, but we are very mindful of the fact that water is very, very, very complicated, sophisticated marketplace. So we are mindful of that, and we feel that we've brought in the correct people to address that. Yeah, to address our lack of knowledge. You know your strengths and weaknesses in life, don't you? Water isn't our strength, but customer service is. And I think we're going to bring something that's going to give the customers an option, especially the sort of the medium and larger size clients that expect a great customer service in every aspect of their business, but they're not getting it in this aspect. So we're going to bring that. You
can get, as you're waiting for your license from the regulator, you can get lots of information off the internet, as you probably well know. So customers are on there giving their views. I going back 6-9 months, but we didn't hold back. We're a bit more
very vocal.
Yeah, we've done our bit now. We've made our opinions known. Have others, but customer service is way up there. So customer service is up the top there, which is music to your ears, isn't it? Really, because,
very much so.
I think one of the issues you get as well is when Nikki sends an email to a retailer, almost whoever it may be. You waiting for that response. You're almost expecting that, in a week, 10 days, you're not going to get a response at all.
Which is an increase in your administration.
Exactly. Now, one of the companies, Business Stream, I mentioned over breakfast, when you send a piece of paper or anything to Business Stream, then within a few seconds you get back a customer reference number, so that's your login number. And now,
like a case number.
That gives you that confidence then, actually there's someone on the end of this system, whether it's automated or whatever, and they're dealing with it.
See, ours is the same, but we won't automate.
No automate, no.
It will be the account manager saying, hello Graham, I acknowledge as a human being your problem and it's now mine. That's the difference. We don't automate. We never will automate. I say it on live, on air. We will never automate. You will never be put in a queue at number 45. One thing that really annoys me in life in general is people saying, we really care about that. If I could squash the phone when they say, I really care about your call, but not enough to employ someone to pick it up.
I'm going to get you a rubber phone for Christmas.
And you know I'm going to do it. I hate it. We detest it. I mean... Mark,
you want a human being. Especially because we're going into the medium to large corporates. It's about building a relationship, as well as we're looking to obviously reduce water consumption, and it's complete bespoke packages for every customer we go in. I would like to say we can't say every customer we bring on is going to be the same, because we're going to bespoke it for them. The customer service side we're from technology backgrounds, big in telecoms and mobiles, and we're going to use that to our advantage to improve on our customer service.
But not all technology is good technology. And automated queuing systems are not a good technology. They distance you from your most important asset, which is your customer.
We're not looking to come into this industry and, excuse the pun, we go spid hoovering, where hashtag spid hoovering. There we go. You go off.
I can feel some content coming on.
Hoovers, we don't want to go out and just hoover up and get as many spids on as we can. We want to work with the company. We are passionate about it.
But we only want to work with companies that also have an interest in conserving water. And water efficiency, and that want to work with engineers, that want to work and get their bills looked at for historical mistakes. I know you guys do that. It's important to us that all of those aspects are looked at, and to the point where if a customer won't work with us, we just won't want to work with the customer. We're not forcing them up a hill against their will. We want to work with people that want to make a change because we want the results as well.
You just don't want to switch somebody to save them
here's a 2%. Here's a 2% discount like everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
That's not cutting the mustard. And I think the regulators would agree. That's not what they want either. And we are wandering into water shortage problems. I know London's 5 years away from having some serious issues.
Really,
we've discussed this a few times. With supply, the climate's changing. It's en route. We need to start getting to grips with it now, and we want to work with companies that want to work with us. We're not trying to force the issue. If you're not really interested in having your site surveyed, and you don't really care too much about water saving technology, then we're probably not the company for you.
Yeah, that's a good point. A lot of perhaps brokers in the marketplace just want to switch and get their commission or whatever. That's fine. They've got a place in the marketplace,
but
and
not with
I
us.
respect that. Yeah, well, I think it's best to always to set your stall out, good or bad or indifferent. You set your stall out, and you live or die by the sword, don't you? Really,
it's not to say we won't work with brokers, but our ethos is strong, and we won't bend in. And we'll just take these customers anyway. We're very solid on what we believe.
Well, we've had 2 successful communication companies, and we only dealt with the large corporates then, and we're up against like Vodafone's, the O2s, EEs, and we weren't the cheapest in the industry by far, but we offered a parallel customer service, unrivaled service, and we didn't have. Lose hard any accounts. Our churn rate was so low. You build a relationship and you work with the customers, and that's what we want to do now. I think the only thing we've had to recognise is we've had to pull in and employ some experts to come and support us with the knowledge. Let us run the business and the customer care side, set all the IT and the infrastructure up, and then we've got we've employed people who know the knowledge. We put our hands up. We're not experts in the water.
This is interesting.
But we have staff who
we're
are
not experts yet, but we're learning. We're learning, and we're keen.
That's it.
Yeah, that comes across. Yeah, we're finding though, Nick, aren't we, that a lot of retailers don't seem to have that passion or customer. I don't know, that it's almost like a secret ingredient, isn't it? When you ring up and you feel as you're not being addressed.
I think it depends on who you're speaking to, because some of the retailers, you speak to them and we have a really good rapport with them, and the first thing you do is you don't talk about the account that you're actually rung up about. You talk about, what have you been doing, and this, and you have a bit of a natter first, and then you get into
connection.
Get into what you actually, and then it gets done.
Yeah.
You're not asking for something that is not possible. You're just asking for, can you do this and can you do that? Right. But what you find is that unless it's a key account, then that's fine. If it's not, then you are put into a
bracket,
a big queue to get something out of somebody that knows nothing about it. And so you have to stay on the phone and explain everything. And even if it's just a copy bill, this is how silly this is. We had because we do bill validation for a large client of ours, we had a letter come through say that they owed some money and we hadn't had the bill. So we get on the phone. I won't say what retailer it is, but we get on the phone and even though the bills are addressed to us in the name of the client, care of H2O, because the company hadn't put our LOA onto their file, they wouldn't send us the bill. Now, you're sending the bill, the bill should be coming to us. Yeah. The legal letter, reminder came to us. Oh, sorry, your LOA is not. So why have you changed the address to come to us then? And they won't. They won't send it. Well, we can't pay the bill without the bill.
We'd like to, that's amazing.
It just won't. It's just crazy,
So
we have to send it again via email.
I've heard of people even being sent bills that weren't theirs.
We've had that. We've had loads of that.
Yeah.
Five large
which
accounts.
is a GDPR. That's
in fact, the water retailer concern hasn't got back to us.
I'm not surprised.
We've got a major bank, 2 public sector organisations, and a couple of
and a motor company.
I'm from an IT background. That's unacceptable.
Well, it begs the question: if it's happening 5 times to us, then and we're getting legal notifications for disconnection,
and you're kindly informing them, look, that you've got an issue here.
I gave them the file. How many weeks ago did they come to our office?
3, 4.
Yeah. So come on, guys. If you're watching this podcast, sort it out and get back to us and let us know what you do.
It's illegal as well. I mean, it's not even just...
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of our market research, a lot of people we've reached out to, they're still getting bills from the wholesalers themselves.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So what? Just walk us through the process. So someone calls you up or they want to switch water supplier with you guys. So what's the process you've got in mind then?
Well, I think initially we'd like to look at the billing and the tariffs, but not at a glance.
So like a desktop audit?
Yeah. Desktop audit to start with, and then our experts will drill down more and find the specific maybe trade effluent requirements and stuff like that, and make sure it's all billed correctly. It's important to us that the data is correct. We get the water audit. We get the bill validation done, and then we would bring them on. We'd work with them, build a rapport with them, and then what's the second step, Mark?
The second step would be to send in one of our water architects.
Inside of 3 months, they'd get a survey done. In most cases, we're trying to offer the survey for free as well. It doesn't work commercially with everybody, but we would like to offer a free survey. And that's not somebody who's had a weekend's training. That's somebody with probably a couple of decades experience behind them, who will go to the site and look at ways that they're perhaps not doing things as well as they could be. Also emerging technologies. We want to work with the customer throughout the duration of the contract. We don't want to bring them on and dump them in a pile of clients and then forget about them. We want to regularly review.
So basically you're carrying on sort of like a preliminary type audit to make sure the bills are correct. If they've been overcharged or undercharged during that time, then you can report back to them. Then you switch them. And after you switch them, then you offer this cost reduction service, water efficiency.
This is the issue with a lot of people. They think automatically that when you've switched water supply, your costs are correct. Now, all they are is they're the same costs that you had before, but they've just been reduced slightly because all you've done is switch a retailer.
Switch a retailer.
You've not changed your fundamental charges. That is the problem, and people automatically think because I've switched, now I'm being billed correctly. That is not the case.
We are about billing the customer correctly. Once they've switched, we have to constantly monitor that to make sure we're, from the wholesaler bill to us, we're still then billing the end user properly. But then on top of that, we need to work with the customer and look, we generally do want to reduce water consumption, and that's what our business model is around. So a lot of value added services we're offering.
It's a strong environmental message as well.
In a lot of cases, we'd like to install data logging equipment as well. I know there are some complications around certain meters and things like that, but on the whole, data is king. If we can tell a customer that's shut 12 hours a day that they're losing X amount of water at night, then there's obviously an issue that needs addressing. But obviously without the data logging equipment, without the site visits, you can't. For us, it's common sense. I can't understand why everybody's not doing it, or at least I know everyone can't do it for free because the consumption has to allow, the profit has to allow for these services to be paid for, but they're not even offering them at a charge. And that's the thing that's baffled us. They're not saying, well, you can have a data logging device because you're it's I don't know, for example, £800. Then in a lot of our investigations, they're not offering it at all.
Yeah.
Well, it's crazy. I find in our business, particularly, so on the consultancy side, we get a set of bills in, we carry out an audit, and then the auditors come back and say, well, according to the charges that levied on the account, we feel there's a saving of X pounds. In order for us to sort of put a report together to see what the next stage is, we need to carry out a site survey, and there's a fee for that. Now, you can roll that into the costs for further work to achieve the savings, or they can pay it when they've received the site survey report. But if you tell a customer, probably like you, if you're paying £25,000 a year and we identify potential saving of £5,000, well, majority of the customers, if you can point it out and lay it out clearly and concisely to the customer, I'd say 95% of the customers will go along with that. And some of them say, well, if you get to do the survey and submit the report and you find you've messed up and there are no savings when you get to site, we won't charge you the survey fee.
That's exactly what we're saying. There will never be a charge for a no saving. That is 100%. We will never charge for no saving.
I've had some clients come on and on a regular basis and say, well, how can you afford to do a free survey? You don't get a free survey. Nothing's for free. You pay for it somewhere along the line. So, however which way you do it, it costs money to do that.
It does seem that that everybody is bundled in together.
Yeah.
A customer that spends £100,000 a year on water is different to a customer that spends 10. There are more commercial. There's more money available to do these things. So yeah, I can't believe how out the box it all is. You know, everyone gets treated more or less the same. I know there may be a couple of retailers that offer some of these services, but it's certainly not where we expected it to be in a very competitive market we've come from, where everyone offers everything.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, it's the billing as well. It's like you say, £100,000 customer. They just historically they've been getting a paper bill come through the door, and they've got to pay it. There's from the telecom billing background we come from. There's a lot more we can offer, especially when you put a data logger in of billing analytics. So we want to show customers this is what you're paying. This is your water in. This is your water waste.
This is on the days you're using.
This is how much you're using it. And we want to go into customers and provide a lot more billing. First of all, electronic. And then obviously we can now do the whole UK, so on-site billing for everybody, break it down by Costco, department, do a lot of reporting for the customer. That's why everybody has a dedicated account manager. The account manager's job, that's their usage. I want you to provide reports for this customer on a monthly basis. I want you to go and visit the customer, show them where they're using the water usage. From doing that, we can...
their sites.
From doing that, we can then look to see where we can reduce the consumption. And obviously by reducing consumption, saves costs to the customer. As well as helping the planet. So that's our goosebumps again.
I can't wait to get going.
Yeah. Saying that we haven't got the licence granted, but we're on the way.
When did you put in for your licence?
December the 18th.
Yeah, that's the same date as I've got. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I think it was announced in Ofwat's website anyway.
I think what's the period? That's
it's
today.
The 7th of February is the. The consultation period ends, I believe, but. You know, anyone who's ever applied for a WSSL...
Tomorrow, then?
Yes, woo! It's a very in-depth process, so that's why some of the dates I'm a bit hazy on, because there are dates for all sorts of things. But, you know, you can't just wander in and start supplying people with water in this country. It's very in-depth. So it's made us mindful of the task, but also enthusiastic to get cracking,
Because it'll be one of, I think it's 27 at the minute, something like that.
There's a few.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some, over the next 5 years, there's going to be some consolidation in the marketplace. We were sort of discussing that over dinner last night, when it's consolidation of maybe the smaller companies, and there's going to be acquisitions, I would imagine. But there's a perception in the marketplace about low margin is no money, and for where I'm sat, there is money, but you've got to run your business. It's your approach, yeah.
Depends how you run it.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's a fine line between profit and loss. And a lot of water retailers are actually making money. So as long as you've got low overheads, and you've got that customer
business
service
acumen as well,
behind you, that experience, that counts for a lot, because everything else you'll learn, or whoever else you employ or call on, then you can ask for advice at the end of a phone or in the office and stuff like that.
Happy customers tend to ring you and give you less grief.
Yeah, well,
if you look after them well, then you run a really tight ship.
Absolutely. Well, this is the thing: a happy customer will stay.
Yeah.
So unless there's, if they do go, then you find that they always come back because the grass is.
We've
not,
had that before.
The grass is not greener, and they think they're being offered something more, and then when they actually move, they find out. No, then they come back again, and so sorry. Yes, we did. We did leave.
In all walks of life, that happens, doesn't it?
As my wife constantly says, the grass isn't greener over there. It's just fertilised with. Strubs it until we got a regular basis.
I will say over dinner, you organise a nice restaurant in central Wakefield, and we walked past our local Indian, and I said we need to go in there. Oh, I'm up for a curry. You know. And that was it.
We're pretty down to earth, working class roots. So yeah, curry's always nice, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
But it's what the customers. We've come from very successful communications and telco backgrounds with Ofcom and Oftel. And I know people say, well, how are you setting it up the same? And we're setting it up the same because of the account management, the customer care.
The ethos is the same. Yeah.
We just want to deal with the larger customers. As I say the word again, spid hoovering. We're not expecting to go out and bring hundreds and hundreds of spids on, but we would like, ideally, £100,000 plus customers, someone we can work with. Yeah. We want to work with the customer.
That isn't a cast iron.
No, it's not cast iron.
I mean, we'll take customers as probably as low as 25, but definitely not lower than that. I'll say that live on air. We and it's not a detriment. We're not having a dig at the small customers. It's just that the level of care that we're offering and the services we're offering and the level of expertise we're bringing in. We're not employing people from the bottom. We're bringing in, we're having to headhunt and take people, the best people.
Said that, once you're established, you can set aside a department. And one other thing I was going to ask you about, I mentioned about switchwatersupplier.com, March the 2nd, and you said, oh, well, we won't win any contracts because it'll be a bidding war.
We did feel like that.
But you've got to be in it to win it, and it's not all about price.
We're not about price.
So it's not just just whoever's the cheapest wins.
Absolutely not. No, there will be a quality score on there.
Yeah, because
so you'll be urged to complete the.
Oh well, we should win then.
Well,
you pay for what you get in this life. We're not going out to say we're going to be the cheapest.
No,
we're going to give you the biggest discount, but we will give you the best service, and we will reduce your consumption.
That's why we are the cheapest, but we're not the cheapest right today.
Today,
we'll give you the best saving at the end of year one. We will be the cheapest out of anybody.
See, my actual dream would be for someone to, we set up platforms. Well, Switchwater Supplier is really a dream. We're really passionate.
You just say you've been at it for a few years trying to get this one.
Well, we bought the domain names actually 3 years ago on deregulation, and we've retained them ever since. So Switchwater Supplier, different variations of. We
saw that coming.
Saw that coming. But then I was discussing with my partner Tim, who's developing it at Contedia in sunny Pontefract, the other side of the city. And I said, okay, then fine. So we're going to do this deal, which we did. Which we have as domain. I said, switchwatersupplier.com. Well, I've got all the domains. And he went, there's a problem.
Domain, yeah.
So I said, what's the problem? He said, well, we've retained all the others, but switchwatersupplier.com somehow slipped through the net, and I've not got it, but it's still for sale. I said, you've not got the domain that I paid for 3 years ago.
The one.
No, I'm really, really sorry. Tim, get on the phone. He said, it's £1,800. I said, I don't care how much it costs.
It's worth £1,800. Yeah.
And he got it done. And it cost us £1,800 plus VAT. So I've raised the sigh of relief.
So you've legitimately bought the domain, yeah?
Yes.
That's always a good start. Get the IP correct.
Dear me. But we set it up on the basis that there's no central place for retailers and customers to meet and do business in one place. Yeah. It's not about price; it's about the market. So when you get the inquiries, take a look at them. If you don't want to pitch for it, fine. If you do want to pitch for it, great. But at least it will give you that intelligence of who's asking, who's going on there. There'll be some well-known names.
So somebody, sorry, Graham, to interrupt you, but if somebody has is really keen. As a lot more people are now to make a difference for the planet. If they go on there, would that more point towards us, or would it highlight that opportunity for us to then? There'll
be a quality score on waiting. So we went to see a water retailer, and we've been talking to water retailers and said, well, what do you think of this concept? And we showed them the beta version. And I said, well, yeah, it's fine, but we'll go on, but we want some sort of point scoring and quality score and weighting. So, back to the drawing board. So I mentioned to Tim, I said, we've got to do some extra work. He said, no, we've got to do some extra work. And
Tim's got extra work.
Tim's got extra work, yeah. Bless him. I mean, they've been working at Cotton Socks Off. We had 4 developers on it a week or two ago. It's trying to get the thing delivered, but
it's not a simple project.
No, I mean, they are really. I'm just over the moon with it, and when it happens on the 2nd of March, I'll be absolutely.
We'll be keeping a close eye, won't we, Mark?
Sorry, I know, because it was worrying me with the Switchwater Supplier. Is it all like a tender, a blind tender? You got to put your best prices in. What sort of questions, or what are you going to be asking the questions?
There'll be questions of how. There'll be questions, for example, a big quality score. Tim has developed it now. I've got to have a meeting with him on Friday just to see what the questions are. They're very simple and straightforward, but things that customers are asking. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
like an account manager with 3 rings on the phone.
Well,
they want to reduce water consumption. They want a data logger.
Please. How do you
please put them tick boxes in.
No, it's independent and impartial, so I'm not doing any favours for you.
But I know that you're passionate about water reduction as well.
But you see, if we did put those questions in, then if you ticked those boxes and then other retailers didn't tick those boxes,
encourages them to catch
and there you
up,
go.
doesn't it?
That's the whole thing. I mean, if it does, if you tick them, they don't. Maybe the price difference is a few pounds, but
Up
we're
front,
getting
a
more.
few pounds, yeah.
We're about running a successful business and a profitable business. We're not about getting into price. We never have been. You can look at previous companies we've run. They're very successful businesses with some very, very large corporate accounts, and it wasn't one on price.
I'll pull you back to the platform. So, for example, we've uploaded the data. The emails go out with the client's details. Then retailers decide whether or not they pitch for it. They reply back with indicative prices.
Okay.
And the reason for that is it's not the final price, but it's the indicative deal. So that when the tender starts, say at 1 o'clock on Thursday, then the screen opens up, the customer's there if they want to watch it, it goes live, and then all the prices will be shown on the screen from the lowest at the top to the highest, so they'll all come down like
what
that.
we can actually
No,
see.
you can't see that.
You can't see that.
I was going to say.
The customer can see that.
Customer see it.
What you can see is if you're number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whichever. But at the same time,
But that is based on price. Then.
That is. But at the same time, you have the extra services that somebody's giving somebody a better price, but they're not getting AMR, they're not going to get whatever, they're not going to get whatever. But the difference between number 1 and number 4 is a very small margin. Somebody's going to go for the extra.
Yeah, I see what
Do
you're
you know
saying.
what I mean?
Yeah. It's like car insurance. The cheapest option, you know, one might be £10 more, but one might have free AA cover, free this, free that, and be a better package.
Yes.
Just getting that across.
Yeah, that's very important for us, Nikki. Yeah,
it's
because
the package, not just the price. It's the package.
We probably would not
Everybody
be the
looks at that.
cheapest, but our package. That's really encouraging. So our package could probably be more powerful.
We'd like to think we would be the cheapest over a 3-year period.
Oh, of course, but then you can't. You know, can we pitch that? I mean, we could say that our average consumption saving. Obviously, we can't say this at the moment because the proof's in the pudding. Mm-hmm. But if we can say on average, we'll have these figures. We love data.
See, we're actually investing our time and our money and effort nationally into promoting switchwatersupply.com. Okay, reason why we're sat here today as well. And the important thing is we're bringing the retailers and the customers together onto one platform. So we're doing the job for you on the sales side. It's a no-cost sale. We're taking the sales and marketing out of the reach of we're helping the water industry pull itself together.
Well, it's taking the sales and marketing the costs from a retailer. It's going straight onto there. You don't have those. You will still be doing your own.
Providing a marketplace.
Are all the retailers on board? Have you reached out to all the retailers already? We've sent 2nd of March is
internet. We've sent information out to all but a few retailers, and that's going out this week. Some have responded, some haven't, but they're going to be on the platform no matter what because they're a retailer.
Yeah.
So they're all going to be there. They're all going to receive the inquiries. If they choose not to participate, then that's fine.
I can't understand why you wouldn't want to participate in that.
Well, they haven't. a lot of them haven't actually replied to our letters. That's fine.
Maybe that they're busy. Yeah,
maybe they're busy or whatever.
Depends on the company's ethos. I mean, look at like a Direct Line. They never go on. They never go on any comparison site.
I tend to think though, because there's probably nothing to see yet. We'll see when it happens, when it goes live.
Then your phone will ring,
and it will go nuts. But so it's quite easy for them to they just log in, fill out the details and register, and then they start receiving the tender. Now we've got an idea of what companies are going to go in there on the first week. The well-known companies, the spends, I'm not going to divulge them here, but they're good spends. They're varied from sort of middle market up to higher market.
They're over 25,000.
Yeah, over the 25,000.
My favourite.
Your sweet spot.
Yeah.
And you just get in there and do business. And at the end of the day, you might be highly delighted. You might win some. You might lose some. You know, if in a week we put 50 clients through, the odds of you winning it are quite high.
Yeah.
You know, and some of the bigger ones may choose not to be able to submit a price because they're too busy. Well, and now there's another interesting reason, and I'm passionate about this. I want to see the smaller companies, the water retailers, start expanding their businesses because they're missing out on good projects because the big boys are coming in and scooping them all up. So we want to really shake the market.
How are they scooping them up though, Graham? Do you think they're scooping them up because just on 1 or 2% saving?
Well, I think some of it's to do with price, some of it's to do with perhaps commissions. I don't know. And then they put themselves out. They've got big marketing budgets. You know, you see the same.
It's not a level playing field, is it? But then it never is in business.
No, but we're going to make it a level playing field. They'll all have the
same
opportunity
by some margin, aren't you? Yeah.
Absolutely. Brokers, energy brokers, who switch 38% of all switches last year were through energy brokers. Now, if we can take that 38% of the brokers and then use the platform, that will generate even more inquiries, because I'm finding from customers they're saying, well, how many retailers have you gone out for a price? Oh, 3.
Some don't even do that. Some just go to one, and that is it.
Yeah,
Wow.
we've got to stop that, because you can't keep shoveling the business into one direction.
But are you going out to brokers as well, or is it only retailers?
Well, brokers as well, yeah.
You're going out to
TPIs,
brokers.
yeah,
So how many
absolutely.
people? So how many people you expect? How many people are you going to be sending this with one tender document?
Oh
out
no,
to?
the tenders only go out to retailers.
Oh right, okay, sorry.
It's the brokers that will be bringing their customers to us.
Well,
to
for
then go
brokers who
to
do
the
gas,
market.
electric, it's easy to go into existing base and sell another product. It goes without saying. So I understand why they do that.
Yeah.
I was wondering then, are you going out to brokers as well, or was it only the it's only
Well,
retailers?
we've approached what they call TPIs, or brokers, energy brokers, in the market. Most of them are saying, well, it's easy to go to one. It's a quick and
They
easy
probably
process.
have a rapport with one, perhaps.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
but-
or a good deal with one, maybe.
But really, do they get the
Is
bills
that great
checked?
for the client?
No. I think in a word, no.
It's not, because they don't see. There's no
Perhaps
transparency.
it's a little bit of laziness as well. Well, we all can be a bit late.
Well, absolutely.
You think I built a rapport with that one, and
Water's, that gas and power are the sort of like the stuff that they're really interested in. The water
It's
is
the big
loaded.
margin stuff, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. So, but what I'm finding now, I'm talking to more and more brokers. They're calling up, we're getting 2 or 3 a week now, and it's really interesting because they appreciate the merits of the platform and the value of the platform. You start talking to them about other services, for example, the water efficiency. Oh, we didn't look at that. We just switch. Well, and when I start educating them and say, well, you can save your client up to 30% on existing bills. Wow, that's great, because then we've got the customer retention. They're not going to switch. They're not going to do a 12-month contract and then switch out and go to somebody else.
your long-term plan becomes their long-term
Absolutely,
plan.
yeah.
And we would deal with brokers as well, because brokers obviously have that personal relationship with the customer, and if they want to use our services, obviously we'd discuss any brokers out there want to make contact.
Yeah, we would discuss. I mean, as long
Please
as they
reach out.
share our vision, I think
Yes.
Yeah, that's what
we're
it
not
is.
going to dilute our vision for anyone.
No.
We're not going to all of a sudden say, well, there's a load of, there may be a few hundred customers there at 10 to 15,000 spends. We're not interested. We have to keep very stern on some things. And the water saving, we are the cheapest across time. We know we will be, because we'll be the most proactive on water efficiency.
That's it. Proactive, value-added services, customer care. That's
Your platform sounds really good.
Yeah, it's
really
amazing.
good.
We're doing it for you
excited.
guys. You see, we're not, we're investing a lot of time and money. Well, we're doing it for us as well. Of course, we've got to make a living, but we charge.
Oh, we
know
all
you
have
put a
we all
lot
have a
into it.
pound note, but yeah.
Everybody's got to eat, haven't they?
We've got a pound now. I'm older than you.
A pound coin.
Pound coin.
We all have a pound coin.
Everybody's got to eat, as they say, haven't they? So,
Yeah. Well, guys, look, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you up here, and music to our ears, certainly.
Yep.
We'll be back in 6 months' time with a progress
Yeah, we'd
update.
like that.
Absolutely.
Be great if you
If
could.
book us in for 6 months.
Saying, why have we come into this industry? What was we thinking?
Why didn't you warn us, Nicky and Graham?
Well, you made your bed, you're lying as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, you'll no doubt get support.
We'll stick
from-
to our morals and
That is the
and
thing. I
deliver.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we will not out. One thing, as a last note, where we're not going out spid hoovering. I know you laughed.
Hashtag
Hashtag
spin
spid
Hashtag.
hoover. Where we're not going out there with a huge net. We're fishing with a line, and we're catching the fish that we want to catch in a sustainable way, as a fisherman would. We're not trawlers.
Yeah.
But a trawler doesn't know what he's going to catch. Oh no, my boat's sinking. That's not us. We grow sustainably, slowly. We keep to our morals. We keep to our ethos, and we bend it for no one. And that's why I'm excited to get in there. I can't wait. Give me the license now, please. Please, off what? That's the last.
Give me the license, not just there.
They make you earn it, as they should.
You will earn the license, and it's not a God-given right. It's actually a privilege. So.
Yeah.
It is, you're right.
It is.
It's
Yeah.
been absolutely fantastic talking to you guys.
Brilliant.
I wish you all the best.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see
Yeah,
you in
and me.
6 months' time.
People do.
All the
Cheers.
best.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Nicky.